What's going on, everybody? What's going on? My name is Lindsay, and this is the Gentle Blitz. And tonight, as you can see from the thumbnail that I hopefully remember to take, I don't know, we'll see. This is part one of my autograph collection. I have a lot of stuff here, like a lot of stuff here, and it is going to take a long time to get through it. This is just like my physical things that I have physically gotten in person or have been given from somebody that has got them physically. So like pictures, framed pictures, books, and some other things. This is not my sports cards. And I also, you can't see, but I also have like a football and helmets signed behind me. I also have hats. I figured I would do that with my sports cards because those are more sports related. There's a lot of it. I have stuff like over here. I have like posters over here, like 3 framed posters over here, and then I have like a ton of stuff down here. And I feel like I want it to be a longer video. I'm gonna post this hopefully on New Year's Eve. This is the one I'm gonna post on New Year's Eve, and then hopefully I'll do another one with my sports cards, and I'll have that posted like a week later or something. I just want to I'm here at my parents' house, which is where all my stuff is, and I kind of wanted to get this. This is probably when I did this like 4 or 5 years ago. And it was one of my favorite videos. I love sharing my autographs with people. I love it. Autograph collecting is like one of my favorite things. I love meeting people, whether it's like a YouTuber or an influencer, to like Mia Hamm, for instance. So yeah, I love it. I collect it. I'm hoping this isn't super loud when I start to pull things out. I can only imagine what the aftermath of this is going to be and how long it's going to take me to clean it up. It's already midnight, but yeah. Usually we talk about sports. We talk about football, and I am. So my fantasy, as of right now, as we're speaking one-on-one, you and me, I have officially won my fantasy league. I am going to go over a huge recap of the season, but I am so excited about that. It literally just happened, like, as the clocks hit 0 on the 49ers Bears game. Also, we don't need to talk about the Packer game. I don't think you guys need a recap on that. I don't think so. But if you like to talk about sports or hear somebody ramble on about random things about sports or give my opinion on football games, this is the channel for you. I'm actually gonna move this to the center. It's already my back. I am sitting on the floor, so we'll see how long this actually takes. But if listening to somebody ramble on about sports is for you, think about subscribing. We have a lot of fun, a lot of open dialogue. So yeah, if that's something you're into, hit that subscribe button, like the video, or watch my other videos. I have them in playlists if you want to. Also, I started doing like normal voice, not ASMR stuff on TikTok if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, let's get started because I feel like I've already rambled on for 5 minutes and this is going to take forever. I have so much stuff. This part 1 might be needed. This might need to be broken into 2 parts. We'll see how far it goes. I'm going to get the big stuff out of the way because it's big and I don't even know how to singers, if not my favorite singer of all time. If you've not heard of him, check him out. He's very folky, acoustic. I actually got to see him last year in Joshua Tree, which is one of my favorite places in all of the world. Not that I've traveled the world, but all of the United States. I got to see him sing at Pappy and Harriet's in Joshua Tree, and I got to meet him after. He's a super cool guy. His music is amazing. If you like acoustic stuff, he is for you. But Wax Wings. This is the poster. And here he says, Lindsay, part of the beauty, XO, Joshua Radin. Part of the beauty is a lyric from one of my favorite songs, which is The Fear You Won't Fall. And the whole lyric is part of the beauty of falling in love with you is the fear you won't fall. And I just really love that lyric. And yeah, so this is my poster. Check them out. Check them out. The next is going to be a little bit of a controversial thing. I know it's going to be controversial. I want to preface this that I don't agree with what he did, but in the moment when he was a Pro Bowler this year, it looked like 2011, I thought it would be kind of cool to have this in my collection, but yeah. It's, so Michael Vick's website did this poster when he came back and played with the Eagles. It says MV7, Hawaii, 2011. And he signed him. It was for when he played with the Eagles and he was into the Pro Bowl. I won't spend too much time on it because I don't want to give it a platform, but I did buy this. It was like $10 or something. It was something insanely cheap, and I thought it a good, like a thing to have in my collection. I actually might end up giving it to a friend of mine who is an Eagles fan. So this next thing is, you're gonna actually see a lot of her stuff in here, and I have a backstory, but since this is a bigger item and it will probably be my thumbnail, I will preface this. You may not click on this because of it. This is a grail. This is a grail to a lot of people. And I bought this when I had no money. I didn't have any money. I was like, I don't know, 20 something, and I decided to buy the bundle, and now it's probably never going to leave my collection. Now I have to wait with selling it because you can catch a pretty penny for it, but I don't believe that I ever will. I have a soft spot in my heart. So it is my 1989 lithograph signed by the one and only Taylor Swift. Now, I am a Swiftie. I am not as big of a Swiftie as I used to be, but this is, if you can see, it is a lithograph. 1989 is when this came out, or it didn't come out in 1980, but the 1989 release. I randomly bought it. It came with a bundle, a lot of things. This is all I have left. I think I've given everything else away that came in that bundle besides like the CD itself. It's signed by her. I remember her doing like which is something that I have in this collection as well. But yeah, this is probably gonna be my thumbnail because it'll attract some people. I'm not gonna lie. I won't lie to you. But yeah, this is my lithograph signed by Taylor Swift. And by the way, it has never been hung up on my wall ever in my life. It literally sits in my room on the floor. I don't know why I've never hung it up. My friend who told me that I need to put it in my will to him if I were to ever pass away before him. I think that, again, it holds a very special place in my heart, and I don't think I would ever give it away. I've tried to sell it a few times, and I've had offers, and I've never pulled the trigger. I don't know. I kind of like it. I kind of keep it, so. So let's do this. This is a softball. If you know anything about me, you know I'm a big softball fan. A huge softball fan. Actually, there used to be, there is a pro softball league, but it's not this pro softball league. This is the National Pro Softball League. They used to have another one. And Nashville had a team of sorts, and they were playing a game while I was in town, and I wanted to go, and I made my family go. It was hot. It was like in the middle of June. I made everybody go with me, and I was like, we're gonna go sit here and we're gonna watch softball, and I'm gonna meet these players at the end of it. I actually have some really awesome names on here. We have Kat Osterman, Kelly, what's her name? She went to the University of Alabama. Kelly Kay. We have Francesca Anea, who played with the Gators, Florida Gators. Kayla Morgan, University of Alabama. My favorite player ever. I loved her. Oh man, I forget who this is. You have Megan Willis. Down here you have Danielle Laurie, who is a silver medalist with our University of Canada, with the Canadian national team. Her brother, Brett Laurie, played with the Brewers, or was drafted by the Brewers, traded to Toronto. She is a national championship winning pitcher, probably one of the best pitchers ever. Like, Kat Osterman is amazing. You're gonna see more. I actually have more softball stuff. I have a giant folder in front of me, but this is the softball that I got signed. Megan Willis went to the University of Texas. We have and then my all-time favorite softball player is Caitlin Lowe, who is now the coach of the University of Arizona. She is the reason why I even watch softball. I take that back. Monica Ahmed is one of the reasons why I watch softball. My nephew was born in 2005, and so good that they irritate me. But I recognize greatness, and Patty Gasso is a great and amazing coach. I wish she was the coach at Alabama. Pat Murphy, I love him, but I think we would all want Patty Gasso as a coach at Alabama, any team that you cheer for. If you've never checked out softball, this is my plea to you to do it. It is fast-paced, 7 innings. It's fun, and I don't know, I enjoy it. I played it when I was younger, and yeah, that's what I got for you. I'm gonna do my books. I have books here. I have this, but I'm gonna do this later on in the video. It holds a special place in my heart. So here, remember what I said. Lots of Joshua Radin here. Lots of Joshua Radin. My goal in life was to get this signed by a lot of people, but he is the only one that has ever signed it. I got it from his website when he released music, I think. Again, it says for Lindsay EXO. Pretty sure I don't have anything else in here. But yeah. It's just a notebook. So the next few books are going to be a little bit controversial. This shows I want to tell you, preface this now, because there are people that probably watch this that don't agree with these opinions. And I don't normally get political on here, but when I have an opportunity to meet anybody, I take that opportunity, whether it doesn't matter what side of the political arena you stand on. I think it's just really cool. So I preface that before I show you what I have next, because it's the next ones are 3 political figures, or 2 political figures and a wife of a political figure. But it shows that I just want to preface that, that it doesn't matter to me where you lie politically. I'll always have a conversation with you, and I will always want to meet you. So, yes. So I went to South Carolina to meet Sarah Palin, which is South Carolina from where I live is like a 2-hour drive. I went with an ex-boyfriend. I convinced him to go with me. And I met Sarah Palin. See here. Right here. I actually was given, you had to get wristbands, and I didn't get there in time, but somebody from like the main line gave me their wristband so I could meet her, and didn't have to worry about it. So I thought that was cool. I actually have her book signed twice. You'll see, like, I'm not gonna show it twice, but I have this book signed twice from when I met her. Super nice, super cool person. Whatever politically, you don't dislike her for that, but she was very kind. She talked to me for a few minutes. We talked about, voting and all of that stuff. She looked me in the eye. She told me she was happy that I was there. So you can't ask for more than that. So this next book is also political. It is Laura Bush. So it was kind of like a 2-for-1. You met Laura and you met George W. And yeah, that was cool. It's right here. They're very nice, very sweet. Laura Bush was super awesome, very nice. If I could say, she was a little icy, but I think that's just like her personality. I think that's just how it feels. But I was super happy to meet her. It was like a whim. I saw a line at Barnes & Noble, and the person was like, oh, this is the line to get your wristband to meet George W. Bush and Laura Bush the next day. And I stood in line, president, regardless of who it is. Here's George, old George. George Bush. So I actually have two of these. I did two sets. You had the option to buy one set of books or two. I bought two sets. So I have two sets of these books. I will tell you that he has the softest hands of any man I've ever shook a hand with. He was very nice. I did tell him, and I will tell you this again, we're not going to get political. I did tell him, you were the very first president I ever voted for when I turned 18, and he looked me in the eyes, winked at me, and said, thanks, babe. But yeah, anyway, if you want to unfollow me because of that, that's okay too. But this isn't a political channel. I just so happen to have the books, and I also just really think it's cool to meet the president. How many times do you get to say that you've met the president? I mean, I go to Disney a lot, and I sit in the Hall of Presidents a lot, and I think it's great. It's history, it's people that have been involved in our history, and I think that's great. I love history. In fact, Christmas was spent in Washington, D.C., and it was so much fun. Anyway, I digress. The next one is kind of like an off-the-wall one. I went to Barnes & Noble to meet Rachael Ray. This was like in her heyday. Like, she was the person. She was the person on Food Network. These were the wristbands that they gave you. As Barnes & Noble had a lot of this. Lindsay, Yomo, Rachael Ray. I will tell you this because I think it's out. She wasn't super personable. It felt like she didn't really want to be there. It was like a little uncomfortable, but I think now she's kind of changed. So, take it with a grain of salt. I still love her. I still think she's great. I was a big fan, which is why I went and did it. But yeah, Rachael Ray. Yummo. This next book was a gift from my friend. When I moved to Florida, my coworker Angie got me this book. I am a big Nicholas Sparks fan. Huge Nicholas Sparks fan. I read all of his books. Dear John holds a very special place in my heart. It's so good. If you've never read it, you should read it. But she went to a talk with Nicholas Sparks, and she bought me this book and got it signed by him, which is super amazing, and I'm forever thankful for that. Yeah. Nicholas Sparks. To continue on to the softball world, we have Jennie Finch, who is by far the best pitcher ever to have played. She played with the University of Arizona, won gold medals. Signed right here. Jennie Finch, USA. She's a super cool person. Super cool athlete. Amazing athlete. Amazing softball player. I didn't get this in person, but I got it off her website. So the thing is she was here in Georgia, in Roswell, in person, but I was looking for the place where she was signing, and I couldn't find it. So then I ultimately just went back home and I bought the book online. The next is, we're gonna go down the self-help route. I am an inherently negative person, and I am working on that. It is something that I will continuously work on in my life. It's not something that I yourself about a lot of things, and the person that has helped me figure that out in life is Gabby Bernstein, and Mel Robbins, but mostly Gabby Bernstein. XO Gabby. I bought this. My mom got it for me for my birthday. I have two copies. One is not signed and one is signed. I was reading it. But yeah, super attractor. It is a it basically is methods for manifesting a life beyond your wildest dreams. Wouldn't necessarily consider it self-help. It's more of like being like, what you put into the universe is what you get out of the universe. So if you continuously are inherently negative, all you're gonna get is negative things. And the biggest thing that I've pulled out of anything from Gabby Bernstein is when you are in that mental state of just being negative, like the day isn't going right, things aren't going right, you feel awful, and you just keep repeating and repeating and repeating that cycle of negativity is to reach for the next best thing, even if it's just to be like, I blinked, I'm breathing, I'm here, just reaching for the next best thing. And then once you reach for that, you reach for the next best thing and the next best thing and the next best thing, and soon you find yourself smiling and whatever, stuff like that. Anyway, this is Gabby Bernstein. I've not read the book, but this is probably one of my favorite people that I've ever met in my entire life. Heather McDonald, My Inappropriate Life. She's a comedian. If you've not heard of her, she is a comedian. She used to be on when Chelsea Handler was big, she used to be on the Chelsea Handler show. They used to be friends. And I met her after a comedy show. It says, Lindsay, stay fun and keep loving me, Heather McDonald. I was drunk, and I told her that she was way better than Chelsea Handler, way funnier, and I loved every part of her comedy routine. She was really funny. I went with my brother. They overserved me, so I was a little bit less introverted and was willing to say stupid stuff. But yeah, so she told me, she was like, thanks for loving me, and I was like, you're way better than Chelsea Handler. And like 3 weeks later, her and Chelsea Handler had like a falling out, or they were already in the midst of falling out, and it got to the news 3 weeks after I met her. But yeah, Gabby Bernstein, sorry, I was looking at, literally the files right here, I was looking at the Gabby Bernstein book, Heather McDonald. Okay. I'm trying to decide what to do next, because the two things that I have signed that I'm looking at are two of my favorite things that I own, but I also have a giant binder full of autographs that I can spend hours talking about. So I think what I am going to do is do this. This is my Captain America shield. It is signed by soccer players. Very awesome soccer players. Becky Sauerbrunn, Kat Whitehill, at the time Kat Whitehill, I think she's changed her name. Angela Salem. I forget who this is. I also forget who this is. I think this is Leslie Osborne. I could be wrong. Heather Mitz was cool because you'll see later on I have a WUSA program, and she used to play for the WUSA, so women's soccer has evolved. They have the NWSA now, or the NWSL, or something like that. But prior to that, after 1999, and it was big, they decided, like, the big wigs, like I think Brandy was gonna say Brandy Carlisle, but that is not her name. Brandy, Mia Hamm, all of those soccer players decided to, Brandy Chastain decided to start and help, and like other things, help fund the WSA. I had a program. I went to a lot of WSA games because Atlanta had a team. I would try to meet Mia Hamm, which, spoiler alert, I did. It's the best day of my life. As a 16-year-old, or I wasn't even 16, I think it was like 15. Anyway, so Heather Mitz saw this program and was like, wow, blast from the past. Carly Lloyd. And then in the middle you have Alex Morgan. So Carly Lloyd, Alex Morgan, Heather Mitz, all great people. Becky, Kat. I'm trying to think of who signed that, and I don't remember. I think she signed it big because I had just asked Alex Morgan to sign it. Now, if I knew then what I know now, I would have had Carly Lloyd sign it. But, yeah. This is a big deal to me. I got all of this in person. I would go to games and, yeah. Super cool. Alrighty. So, my favorite show ever in life, and I rewatch it every year, is Prison Break. I love it. I actually own it on, like, my, actually own it on my iPad. And one year, it was when, Walker Stalker Con, so if you don't know what Walker Stalker Con is, it's, a big fandom for The Walking Dead, and I do have some other stuff in here, but this is like the big thing. I found out that my favorite actress ever in life, Wayne Callies, was gonna be there, and though I do like her in The Walking Dead and The Colony and all that stuff, her character Sarah Tancredi was my favorite, along with Michael Scofield. Their relationship was amazing, and I loved every minute of it. I did not like season 3 because, spoiler, she is unalived, but then she comes back in season 4, and season 5 was crazy. But I went and I met her. I would love to meet these two. But this says, for Lindsay, with all my love, yours, Sarah Wayne Kelly, XOXO, Dr. T. I think I literally cried when I met her. And that's only ever happened one other time, and it was with Taylor Swift. But I'd say I cried when I met Mia Hamm too. I'm an emotional person. I'm working on it. That's why I listen to Gabby Bernstein. But I went to Nashville, and I went to Walker Stalker Con to meet her. I waited like 2 hours to meet her. It was amazing. It was the best experience. She's super awesome. If you ever have a chance to meet her. If you've never seen Prison Break, see it. It is a great show. I will stand by it. It is an amazing show. I love it. In fact, I'm gonna rewatch it here at the beginning of the year. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love Sarah Tancredi. I love Michael Scofield, and I love his brother Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Burrows. I think the storyline is great. I think all of it is great. If you've never seen it, see it. But yeah, Sarah Wayne Callies, super awesome, super amazing. This is one of my favorite things I've ever done, and I did it. It was one of the first conventions I went to by myself, and I had so much fun. The people around me were so much fun. They were super happy that I was like, I'm not even here because I watch Walking Dead. I was like, I don't even watch Walking Dead. I'm here because I'm a big Prison Break fan. But yeah. Okay. Alright. So now comes, I'm going to show you this because it might be loud. reverse Jets card. Gosh. Goodness gracious. Just see. Let's start with this. There's not an autograph in here, but my grandma gave me this, and it has her ticket to the Brewers NLDS game, and inside said ticket envelope is, if you can see it, the confetti that they rained down. It holds a very special place in my heart. My grandma is no longer with us. She passed away this year. So it's worth seeing. Wow. I have a lot of stuff here. Okay. Let's start with this. Gary Underwood. I'm a big Gary Underwood fan. I got this. I don't even know if it's real. I got it off eBay. I'll be honest on that one. I got it off eBay. Big Gary Underwood fan. I voted a million times for her on American Idol. So it's cool to have. I actually got to see, I didn't see her in Disney, but I saw her husband, Mike Fisher. We made eye contact. He knew that I knew who he was, and he acknowledged that I knew who he was, but he kind of gave me like these thankful eyes for not making a big deal out of it. We have Carly Patterson. If you don't know who Carly Patterson is, she won gold in all-around gymnastics. I met her. She was singing crazy, like crazy. She clearly was a singer, but also did gymnastics. She sang the national anthem at my very first game when I went to Lambeau Field. I watched the Packers play the Cowboys, and she sang the national anthem, and she was signing autographs. Nobody was in her line, and I knew who she was, though I went in her line. You're gonna see another autograph. Maybe not. I might have it somewhere else. Graham Colton, another great artist. He got big. I won't say that. He is really good. He used to have the Graham Colton band, and then he branched out and just is a solo artist now. He's super amazing. My favorite song is off this album is Pacific Coast Eyes. I saw him. He actually opened for Kelly Clarkson when she first went on tour after American Idol, so on her breakaway tour. And they dated for a little bit. Side note, Bowling for Soup also opened for them. And I met him years later, and I got to talk to him about that, and it was really super cool. Meghan Trainor. Why not? She's all about that bass. This is not. Oh yeah, it is. All about that bass. I got it off her website. Super cool. Down is a band. They are really good. I met them. If you've ever gone to Wisconsin during the summer, they have a big concert thing called Summerfest, and that's where I saw them, and I met them after the concert. They were super cool, super great, very nice. Another American Idol, Philip Phillips. I don't know, I got it off his website. Like I said, I'm an autograph collector. It doesn't matter the genre, the things. I just love it. This is a Christian band called Solomon's Wish. My aunt got this for me. A friend of a friend knew them, and she got me this, and along with this, she got me a Mia Hamm jersey, Washington Freedom, WSA. Super cool. I just recently donated it because it doesn't fit me anymore. But yeah, it was Christmas back in like if Joshua Radin is my favorite male singer and Taylor Swift is my favorite pop singer, Lori McKenna is my favorite singer-songwriter. She is amazing. Like, amazing. So, I've seen her several times. Live. Usually small venues. So cool. Such a great storyteller. I will sing her praises every day of the week. Her and Brandy Clark. Amazing live. Lori McKenna writes now with, she does a lot of popular music now, but she sings when she does her own music and she writes. It's beautiful. She's a beautiful person. Beautiful songwriter. Take a listen. Super cool. We have, Casey Musgraves. I'm a big Casey Musgraves fan. I do love, Golden Hour is one of my favorite albums ever. Yeah. Not much more to say, I mean. So this guy actually signed the CD, which is crazy. His name is Andrew Allen. So I don't think I've ever really listened to this, but this Stay Awesome. Again, I think he opened maybe for Graham Golden, and I don't turn down an autograph. So I also have autographed albums. Which is crazy. I'm not gonna show those off. That's when I met Taylor Swift at the mall. Alright, so the next thing we have is more softball. We have the 2007 College World Series. This is the program. It's signed by Monica Abbott, and then if you go inside of it, if I can find it, it is in here somewhere. This page is gonna be Tennessee, Baylor. DePaul was in it. Northwestern with Eileen Canny, who was really good. You had Tennessee. Sorry, I'm looking at it right here. There's a very specific page. The Texas Aggies with Amanda Scarborough. She's super cool. And Megan Gibson, also very amazing. And then we have the Washington Huskies with Danielle Lowry, Heather Tarr. Okay, well, I went in the wrong direction. I'm looking for Arizona. And this is in alphabetical order, it seems. It's in alphabetical order. Or maybe did I take that page out? Hang on. This is signed by more than just Monica Abbott. I'll probably find it. It's also signed by Taryn Mowat and Caitlin Lowe. But clearly I must have ripped it out because it should be. It should be right here. But it is not. So it must be in this binder somewhere else. Or I put it in something. Let's see. I must have put it in something else. Anyway, well, I digress. actress who played Luna Lovegood. Harry. Luna Lovegood is my favorite character in Harry Potter. So I had to have it. I bought this at a convention, so I had to have it. And then on this side is Glenn Hedrick from one of my favorite shows called Face Off. They kind of did like movie makeup stuff. Super cool. Glenn Hedrick was super awesome. If you've never seen the show, it is awesome. It's called Face Off. Super cool show. It was on like A&E for a long time, or FX. It might have been FX. I'm trying to be very organized and put everything back, so I don't have to do it after this. I'm gonna maybe move it like that, so I can stretch my legs. Sorry. This is already 50 minutes, and I'm only, oh my gosh, this is gonna take forever. This is gonna take forever. Okay. Next one. Ryan Fitzpatrick. If you don't know who he is, he now, I think, he commentates with Amazon Prime, but he played for like every single team. But this is when he had just signed his extension with the Bills. I got it from David Adams Card World. I think if you spent a certain amount of money when you bought cards, because I went through a big phase where I was buying football cards all the time, you got something for free and you got to pick it out, and I picked out this because why wouldn't I? This is Brett Favre, Hard to Say Goodbye. This is when he first retired, his first retirement with the Packers. I got this from his website. They did a big clearance thing. I think I got this for like $70, and why wouldn't I want to? Especially as a Packer fan, I actually bought it for my dad. What I do for my dad is my brother and I buy old Packer autographs for him. Like I have Bart Starr, we have Max McGee, we have Nitschke, and we have Favre, Buzzy Thurston, Forrest Gregg. Like, we buy him these, and we just keep them. I keep them. I think he has some displayed in his office, but I've kept this one. So this is Brett Favre when he retired. Hard to Say Goodbye on a Sports Illustrated. Antonio Freeman. When the Packers were in it wasn't in the playoffs. It was, they were playing Atlanta, and they did like a big Packer like meetup, and he was there along with Willie Henderson and a few other players. So it was really cool to meet him. He's a super awesome guy. I actually, when the Packers went to the Super Bowl in Dallas, I met him again, and I met John Cena, but you couldn't see him. Willie Henderson. Again, I met him in the same place. Grady Jackson. Big old Grady Jackson. I think that's Mark Brunell. He's a big man. He is a big man. I think he lives in Atlanta, and he played for Atlanta at one point, but he also played for the Packers. He might have gotten a Super Bowl with the Packers, but I'm not 100% sure. Perry Kemp. Again, those in person at a Packer meetup. This next one has like 3 in it. Though Marshall Falk. I got, when I ordered Madden 12, you got a Marshall Falk autograph. It's a giant card. I think it was the cover in 2012. So, that's cool. This right here. Tom Crabtree was a tight end for the Packers. I ordered a t-shirt and he signed this picture with this t-shirt. And then I ordered WWE 2K15 and it came with this. Not only did it come with this Hulk Hogan autograph, and Hulk Hogan, when I was growing up, was one of my favorite wrestlers. It also came with the Hulk Hogan NWO Funko Pop. I threw the box away, so I just have the Funko Pop. But it's super cool to have. Not a lot of people have it. It used to be worth a lot of money, but I don't think it is anymore. But yeah, Hulk Hogan. Fun fact: in Orlando, he has a store. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan, but he has a store in Orlando. I don't think I've taken this stuff out of this binder in years, so it's probably good that they breathe a little bit. Let the autographs breathe a little bit. Okay. Lauren Elena. American Idol. Super cool person. She is actually from Georgia. I think that's where I got this. When she did her hometown thing on American Idol, I think that's where I got this. On the back, I have some stuff. I used to do mystery boxes. I got a Val Kilmer on Willow. I think you could have gotten this or Top Gun. Top Gun would have been my preference, but Val Kilmer is one of my favorite actors. I thought he was cool. I used to love Tombstone. Doc Holliday was my favorite, so to have that in my collection, rest in peace, Val Kilmer. And then we have Claudia Wells, who played Michael J. Fox's love interest in Back to the Future. I think I got that from like Geekbox or something like that. That's crazy. Crazy stuff. Alright. This might be a little loud. Trying to like be as quiet as possible. You know how I talked about the WSA? So here's a WSA game day. It is signed by the Mia Hamm. Not Sunwin, even though she is number 9. This is signed by Mia Hamm. My parents, we were moving from Memphis to Atlanta, and I was leaving like all of my friends. I had grown up with these people. I was going into my sophomore year of high school, and for my birthday, they took me to a WSA game to see Mia Hamm because she is my hero. She is my hero, and I got to meet her at the end. I didn't think that I was going to, and I ended up getting to meet her, which was super awesome and cool. It's just a moment that I'll never forget in my entire life. I actually got her autograph twice. My dad was the one years or a year later after getting the initial autograph. And I will show you the other autograph. It's just in a book that's underneath all my stuff. Atlanta hosted the Pounders Cup, which is the championship, which Mia Hamm was in. So I went, and it was amazing. I met a lot of soccer players. Lisa Kriskowski. She was from Wisconsin, which was cool. And then oh man, Amari Sawa. Amari Sawa is one of, if not the best, one of the best Japanese soccer players ever. Super cool. It was so much fun. The fan fest was amazing. Don't worry. I have a lot more. Here is my Heather Mitts autograph. I think I handed her this program, and she was like, "Wow, blast from the past." I was trying to get let's see. I don't even think she was playing. I was trying to get Abby Wambach to sign it, but I didn't get to meet her. So I asked Heather Mitts if she would sign it. Yeah, I don't believe that she was in the finals. But she played for the Atlanta Beat. Heather Mitts. I'm just trying to put everything away. And then we have Jesus. Julie Augustiniak. She had a twin sister. I forget her twin sister's name. Nancy Augustiniak. I think I met both of them. I'm pretty sure I met both of them. But yeah. Oh wait. Fun fact, this is Carly Pierce. She won a gold medal, and she went to my high school. This is my book, Mia Hamm. This is number 1. I bought this book with my cousin in a mall right after the 1999 World Cup. Look, I still have tattoos from 2001. We love you, Mia Hamm. But yeah, anyway, I ended up getting her autograph here, and I told my cousin when I bought this, it was like putting it into the universe. I told her if I ever met Mia Hamm, I would have her sign right here, and I did. And I also have we have Michelle French, who was I don't know if she's still the under 21 coach. You have Jenny Grubb, and then Charmaine Hooper, which fun fact, when who are they? Chip and Joanna Gaines, their very first episode featured Charmaine Hooper. It's a crazy world you live in. It's such a small world. But yeah, this is, I think I cried the day that I got this, and I carried it around for days. I told everybody about it. It is, if Taylor Swift's frame from the beginning of this video is like somebody's holy grail, this will be buried with me. Yeah. she was one of my favorite soccer players too. If you know who she is, let me know in the comments down below. Alright. Let's kind of speed this up a little bit. Here's Carly Pierce. That's Carly Pierce. Right here. That's Carly Pierce. Sashika Weber. Right there. The back. Nancy Augustiniak. This was all again. I got all of these at that fan fest. She also won. Her name's Kate. Oh, shoot. Totally forgot her last name. That's not her last name anymore. She got married after this. It was super nice. On the back, Tracy Milburn. Super cool. Justine played for the Canadian team. Michelle French again. Jenny Grubb again. A couple other people. And Bang was the mascot. My goodness. And here we have Chip Hale, who played with the Memphis Redbirds. And I think he was, if I'm not mistaken, the manager of maybe the Phillies at some point, or somebody, I don't remember. And then Nancy Augustiniak again. And then Eagle 106.7, we had Dallas and Rhubarb Jones. I think Rhubarb passed away shortly after this picture. It was a big radio station here. I don't know if it was nationwide, but definitely here in Atlanta. This is random. That was random. I don't know any of these, but I went to PBR, which is pro bull riding, and I met a bunch of the bull riders. I think I did it because I thought they were hot. Like, super attractive. Honestly. Innocence. I don't even know what this is. SMA. I don't even know. I don't even know what this is. I have no idea. I just found it in this book. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, well, anyway, lots of PBRs. I think I did it. I was like 18 years old, and my friend was like, do you want to go to this? And I'm like, sure. And then we're like, oh, you guys are super hot. Let's see if we could get a number. Spoiler, did not get numbers. My grandma got me this. She was in a box with her church at a Brewers game. Like her church rented out a box. And Robin Yount walked in. And Robin Yount is my favorite brewer ever. And probably a lot of people's favorite brewer ever. But really, him and Billy Spears were top notch for me. And she didn't know what to do with it. And so she gave it to me. And again, all she had in her purse was this blank envelope, which is crazy, and he signed it for her, so super cool. Wow. Okay. times you would see him and her eating in the mall, and they're super nice, super cool, super sweet. He was running for mayor, and he was at our state fair. So I met him. I feel like I have to take this out. Jessica Mendoza. If you watch baseball tonight, I think she's on Baseball Tonight. She does a lot of commentating. She's super knowledgeable, super cool. She's a Packer fan, or her kids are Packer fans, or her husband's a Packer fan, something like that. Super awesome person. I got to meet her. I got this actually when I ordered a shirt, but I got to meet her when I got this ball. But she didn't sign the ball because there was a little bit of dramatics going on in the moment. So yeah, I got this. So here, Carly Patterson again and Nastia Lukin. They are two all-around champions, gold medal winners. Super cool. Again, Packer game, and I met her at a mall. It's crazy. It's crazy when you meet at malls. Also, Carrie Strug was at our mall. My friend got me that. Shannon Miller. Again, mall. Our mall was opening. I don't know how old a lot of people that watch my channel are, but it was a big thing to go to a mall, and there was like people would show up there, and you'd be like, whoa, that's crazy. I mean, I met Taylor Swift in a mall. You're gonna see. I'm pretty sure it's in here. I met her in a mall, and she signed my debut album. But yeah. On the back here, it's a bunch of tennis players. I honestly, I don't even know who I met. I'm not that big of a tennis fan. But my brother's friend's friend played on the pro tour, and she got us passes, and I got to meet a bunch of tennis players. Still more tennis players. And then right here is RJ Hilton, who was on American Idol. I think he made it in the top 10. He went to my high school, and I met him in Target when I was working at Target. So I got him to sign a Target receipt. My aunt got this for me. Danny Goki lived in Wisconsin, Milwaukee. He was there for his hometown tour in when he was on American Idol, and he signed this for me. He was very nice. My aunt said he was super nice. Actually, it wasn't even my aunt that got it. It was her friend Lucinda that got this for me. So it was super cool and super sweet. I actually got to see her at my grandma's funeral and thank her all those years later. Diana Taurasi. I am a big Yukon Huskies fan. Huge fan. I've been a fan since 1996. Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi are my two favorite players ever. I love Rebecca Lobo. I think she's great. I think Juno Ariema is great. And I grew up in Tennessee at the time where UConn and UT were rivals, and Pat Summitt was there, and it was great. It was awesome. I could have gone either way. I do support Tennessee, but I love UConn. I love UConn, and the reason I love UConn is I want watched a show on Disney Channel that followed a girls' basketball team in Dayton, Ohio, and a lot of the players' sisters went to UConn, so I just started watching UConn basketball. But yeah, I had to have a Diana Taurasi in my collection. Kelly Clarkson. Now I'm going to show you this picture up close. I look like an Uber fan. I was almost 200 pounds in this picture. This is the picture. I saw this picture, and I had to change something about my life. And I did. I ended up losing like 80 pounds. It was crazy. After seeing this picture. But yeah, it says Lindsay Rock on Kelly Clarkson, and now she's like even more famous than what she was the year. I mean, it's crazy. If you ever have a chance to see Kelly Clarkson in person, she is awesome. Super awesome. Super good. So honestly, I don't know. This isn't. I think this is just signed by the artist. I got this from Bambox. This a long time ago, so I think it's just signed by the artist who did the artwork. I'm not too sure who this is. I think she's passed away. But I'm not sure. Don't hold me to it. I don't want to start any rumors. Also, from Bambox, I used to get all these mystery boxes all the time. Okay. This is Atlanta hosted the Super Bowl, and I worked it. I used to work for a company that would supply the Georgia Dome or Mercedes-Benz with concession workers, and we got to go to the Super Bowl. This is oh my gosh, his entire name just slipped my mind. He was a tight end. Antonio Gates. He was kind of funny because the guy in front of me shook his hand and had something on his hand, and he's like, I gotta go wash my hands. He was really nice. He's a really nice guy. I went there to meet him with my coworker who wanted to get something signed for his wife because they went to the same college, which I think was Kent State. I think. I could be wrong. Here they are. Folklore. Why not? These are like pennies in the autograph world now. I think she signed so many of these that like it's not worth a lot of money. My goal in life is to get all the CD covers signed by her and then put them like in the 1989. So this here is one of my other favorite things here. This is my Taylor Swift debut. I got this in a mall. She literally came and sang in my mall, and I met her. Oh, so nice. This was back in 2006, and she signed it. It is, if you care to know the original debut lyric, lyrics are in here for Picture the Burn, where she says, "Don't mind if I say your." She's now since changed that, but yeah. Taylor Swift debut. Met her in a mall. All goes back to malls here. Met her in a mall. She actually was opening for Brad Paisley later that night in Tampa. So she did like this really quick set, acoustic, super amazing, in the middle of the mall. It was amazing. And I actually wasn't going to meet her because you had to be there earlier and you got a wristband and you got to actually meet her. But then she circled this like little area, and that's where I got to meet her, and actually got it signed twice, but I gave one to my friend who probably has thrown it away. But yeah. Next here. Oh, Leanne Rhymes. Leanne Rhymes. I met her at a concert. Super nice, super cool. I'm a big fan of Leanne Rhymes. Funny story, when I was younger, I used to think that I could sing. And so I was singing Blue in a bookstore called Borders. It used to be like Barnes & Noble, but Borders. And my mom literally heard like dying cats coming out of my voice. And she came running and was like, shut up. You don't need to sing anymore. You're horrible. Please don't. My ears hurt. Terry Clark is one of my favorite country music artists. I used to be part of her fan club, so that's how I got this. Super awesome person. Love her. Still love her music. Yeah. This is called Embarrassing Myself in front of all of you people. In front of 822 subscribers. And whoever decides to watch this and relax to it. Alright. I think we're getting to the end of this. And then we'll do... Oh, well, we're not going to do it on this one, but I'll probably record another one tomorrow night with all of my sports autographs. Ludacris. I met him. It says, to Lindsay, love Ludacris, and then he put 404. I met him at the end of a haunted house. My friends are all jealous. They were all like trying to like have a conversation with him and be like, oh, I love your Escalade. Or no, he rolled up in like a blacked out Suburban, and they're like, where's your Escalade? Like giving him a hard time. And I just walked up to him and I said, I love your music. I think you're great. He's super short. And he put love, and nobody else got love. Listen, sometimes you gotta just smile and be like, I love your music, and not be weird. Super cool guy. I just remember being in a haunted house, and that was like, at the end of it, you got to meet him. I think that I'm gonna go through this, but I think that might be the end of nope. It's not the end of my autographs. Not the end of it. Goodness gracious. Okay. So here's that page I was telling you about. We have Caitlin Lowe again, and then on the back of it, it's really faint. You can't really see it because it's in ballpoint pen. There. But it is signed by Taryn Mowat. Again. This team was unstoppable. You had Chelsea Mesa. You had Christy Fox, Sam Bannister, Caitlin Lowe, Taryn Mowat. It's crazy. I mean, and then your coach is Mike Andrea. One of the best softball coaches ever. I'll just show this really quick. Another Joshua Radin. hear his stories and all of that. We talked for like 20 or 30 minutes, and I was young. I was only like 9 when I met him, and it was just awesome. It was awesome. On the back, my dad. This is my dad's. It's a Don Scott autographed headshot. I think this is the guy that played Ghostface. I don't know his name. Skeet. I don't think that's Skeet. But yeah. Another band box. Please tell me I don't have any more. I mean, I do have more. I do have more right here. I used to do these mystery boxes where you would get autographs. Dustin Hoffman is one autograph that I did get. Walter Koenig, another one. It's all PSA DNA. This is my favorite actress. If Sarah Wayne Callies is my favorite actress, this is my favorite movie actress. Amy Adams. This is when she played Amelia Earhart in Night at the Museum, Part 2, I think. Amy Adams. Now, I never got to meet Bart Starr, and he is my favorite football player ever. I've never got to see him play live. I've only watched videos, but I ended up buying this shortly after he passed away. It is his Alabama uniform. It's from TriStar. I bought it off of, I think, I bought it off somewhere. It's like maybe Steiner Sports, and maybe that's where I got it from. But I really wanted to have this. I actually, when I went to Lambeau Field where I met Carly Patterson, I missed Bart Starr by 10 minutes. I would have loved to meet him. That means a big deal to me. And then the last thing I have here, the very last thing, I went to the Super Bowl. When the Packers made the Super Bowl, my brother and I and my ex-boyfriend, or boyfriend at the time, went and drove from Nashville to Dallas. There was ice on the road, everything. When we got there, I spent money that I didn't have, so I spent like $300 on this. It might not have been worth, or it might not be worth $300 now, but in my heart, I needed this, I wanted it, and it might have actually been $200. I still have the receipt. $195. It was $195, so $200, money that I didn't have. But I knew that I wanted to buy it, especially if the Packers won the Super Bowl. It's right here. It is signed by Mike McCarthy, Aaron Rodgers, Greg Jennings. Oh, sorry, Charles Woodson. Just kidding. I didn't think Greg Jennings. Oh, yeah. Charles Woodson, Greg Jennings, Donald Driver, AJ Hawk, Clay Matthews, and James Starks. Now, James Starks was a hero in games, but we could deal without. We have 2 Hall of Famers on here, and a bunch of Packer Hall of Famers. This is amazing to me, worth every penny. I actually would put it in a safe. My ex-boyfriend made fun of me for buying it, but they ended up winning, and it makes me happy. I'm so glad that I bought this. There's things in life, like, you don't know if you should do, and when you do them, you're a little, like, I spent $200, and I was a little like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But, standing here, like, 15 years later, I am so glad that I bought this. I'm so glad that I have it in my collection. It is so cool, and it'll probably be another thing that is buried with me. To know that I got this in Dallas the day before the Packers won the Super Bowl. is super cool. It's literally signed by all of them. Like, I don't think that you could buy this for $200 now. I mean, maybe you could, but I don't know. And who would have thought 15 years later Aaron Rodgers would still be playing football? That's crazy. Certificate of authentication. I asked the guy when I bought this, I was like, so this is real, right? And he's like, duh. But yeah. So, that is all I have for you guys tonight. This is an hour and a half. That is crazy long. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it went by fast, and I talked a lot. I rambled a lot. I showed off a lot of non-sports autographs. I am going to do my sports card collection. That's not like a great collection, but I will do it. It will be the next video that I do. But I wanted to get this out, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoy talking about this stuff. It's literally my hobby. I love it so much. So let me know what autographs you have or what you liked in this collection of sorts. Until next time, hug your family, tell them you love them. Happy New Year! 2026 is going to be our year. It is going to be amazing. We are going to do amazing things. And yeah, until next time.